call Peter Parauni.
Tēnā koe, Mr. Speaker, tēnā hoki tātou o te hare nei. Te mea tūtahi ka mihi atu ki te minita mō a take Māori. Nāna I hakaritengia tō tātou nohonga I te rānei. Nā reira e te uroro ngā mihi hoki ki a koe. Mr. Speaker, I honongia iau ki era o ngā kaikōrero I tuake I mui iau ki te hakatau wa tātou manuhiri I roto te whare e te rānei. Nā reira, koutou mā, mai te maunga tapu o Taranaki, e ki nei te kōrero tū te ao tū te pō, nā reira nau mai haramai. Haramai ki te hakarongo, ki te mā taki-taki, ngā āhuatanga o te whare nei, e pāna ki tā koutou pire, ki te hakatau ngā kreme o te iwi o te Atiawa, Putanoa. Mr. Speaker, I just want to make it quite clear, and it seems that given the tenor of discussions today, that my party may be the only party who wish to see this bill go through to its third reading immediately. Now, I just want to say that in front of the people who are gathered here today, that we appear to be the only party who are prepared to see the third reading of this bill today. And we will even give some leeway to the rest of the parties, particularly the opposition, that we'll wait till tomorrow morning so that they can gather their troops. And I want to make the point, sir, as alluded to by a previous speaker, we did not pull the bill. They did. And the person who made that comment often talks about the value of sitting at the table. Well, they sit at the table, so why didn't they take the initiative to say to government, no, we want to proceed? Well, then what happened? No. Anyway, Mr. Speaker, getting back to the bill.
You've got a whole basket full of dirty laundry. Let's keep it to ourselves.
Well, I'm not too keen about the comment about dirty laundry because we're pretty clean on this side. However, Mr. Speaker, I want to say that for New Zealand First, we support this bill. In fact, we support this bill in particular because of the tragedy that these people have had to suffer by the colonial forces of the time. I can recall, Mr. Speaker, and it will be always an enduring matter for me when I saw two young gentlemen at the time representing their iwi of Ngāti Mutunga during their settlement process. And I was appalled at the level of quantum that was offered them. And I asked those representatives, why were they accepting that amount? Given the history of that area. However, as alluded to by a number of speakers before me, they've recognized, and we certainly do recognize, that any settlement will never, ever be a complete compensation, whatever you might want to call it, given the losses that they've suffered. And yet, iwi, and not only the Taranaki iwi, but all those who have already settled, have made a contribution to this government, to this country, which many of our fellow citizens do not understand or even recognize. And I want to acknowledge that contribution that Te Atiawa are making under this claim settlement bill. Mr. Speaker, I don't need to make reference or reiterate the history. It is well known. It certainly is well known by those who are associated with treaty claims. But what isn't well known is by the wider community. And we saw a leading local body politician who finally understood what the iwi were on about, and then being vilified for the stance that he took. And I think that is a poor commentary on the state of our country. And I can recall in earlier discussion regarding a petition made by two young schoolgirls from Waikato, from Tainui, who were asking about the history of our country being taught in schools. The reaction to this particular settlement bill, sir, by the wider community is every reason why we should be teaching New Zealand history in our schools. It should not be an excuse because of the travesty of the time and the effects of the colonial forces on innocent Māori, that should be a reason for not allowing future generations to learn about their history. And so, Mr. Speaker, although we have one or two concerns about the bill, we will certainly be supporting it and to see it settled. And I want to reiterate the point again, as the people in the gallery are my witness, that we want to settle, and we're prepared to do that tomorrow morning. We'll even do it today if we're allowed to, but we'll certainly be here to do it tomorrow morning if there is a will on the part of the government. Nā reira, Mr. Speaker, koutou mā, Jamie, ngā mihi hoki kia koutou. Kia ora mai.